welcome to the Black Experience 2018, and my name is Vangile Mapapa. I'm from South Africa, and I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Venus, who is an author, a coach, and just like a phenomenal woman that I've been following for years. This is no joke, fam. Like, I've been following her for a very long time. She sometimes does these live videos on Facebook where she's in the gym and she's greeting people, and I would be that lurker and be like, who is this woman? So welcome, Dr. Venus, and thank you for being here.
I finally got the name right. I'm saying it, y'all. I'm learning Swahili, not really, but I'm so happy.
It's a Swahili, but yeah, close to Swahili.
I'll take what I can get.
Languages.
I'll take what I could get. Blame it, a totally rude American. Thank you so much for allowing me, you and Junior, for allowing me the opportunity and the privilege and the honor and the blessing to be part of this historical global enterprise. I do not.
I'm so excited.
Very excited.
So, Dr. Venus, I've been following your story for a very long time, and I've personally benefited a lot from just seeing a Black woman teach how to go from, I remember when you first launched Six Figure Sister, and then you went to Seven. Yeah, I told you I have been following you a long time. I'm not even joking about this.
That's when I first started. When I started my business, I was working with white men. And
wow.
There's a whole lineage. I was doing personal development because I was trying to fix me. Didn't work. Then I accept it, girl. Then I started working with white men. Then I started working with white women. And then I finally heard the whisper. I finally heard the whisper. And the whisper was, take care of my daughters. And God's daughters are Black women. Because I say that it started with us and it will end with us. As far as I'm concerned, it is the Black woman. It is the transformed Black woman who is going to transform the world. It's the healed Black woman. And I say that woman is you.
And I agree with that. Oh my God. I so agree with that. No, because I have seen it. Being South African, I think I'm very blessed to have seen it not just on a global spectrum, because I've been blessed to live in so many countries and travel to so many countries, but also like I've seen, like I have this deep belief, seeing what's going on with Black women on the African continent, that's where the power lies. That's where the change is going to come from.
And that's where it always came from. Let's be very clear. I'm like, let's get it very, very, very clear. Africa. Mother, civilization, she's real. So everything after that is just, in a lot of ways, an expression of the first order. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes sense to my logic that when the woman of African ancestry, when we heal our own internal wounds, the world wins. You know, the world wins. Like, if you think about it, if you take Black women worldwide out of every or any organization, it falls.
Oh my word. Okay, we're gonna get to that. But before we even start, else Junior will absolutely slaughter me. Who is Dr. Venus? Who is the sensational woman? Please tell us your story.
I love that y'all call me sensational. So I don't know if I'm sensational, but I am appreciative. My life is a miracle. There's no two ways about it. I mean, it's just crazy in the best way. So by the time I was 16 years old, I was living on the streets of Baltimore, Maryland in the United States, eating out of trash cans and sleeping in urine and beer. It was my 9th grade math. Well, you should know, my mama put me out of her house. And
yes, I've read this story.
So I never went back. That's okay. It's God. I think it's God's will. I think God is smarter than all of us. So I'm cool with it. And it was my ninth grade math teacher, a Black woman, who literally saved my life. She eventually moved me into her home. She taught me how to eat with a fork. She gave me my very first bed. She had other teachers sign a petition so I could be declared an independent as a minor, so I could get food stamps, get welfare. I could apply for colleges. I could apply for student loans. And she moved me into her home. But more than anything, she loved me. And she loved me when I could not love myself. She loved me in the face of my bruises. And I was a very wounded person. I was not well. The best analogy I can give you is if you could think of a dog who has been starved and beaten and left in the cold and rain. There's a particular kind of vulnerability and anger that comes with that kind of situation. And she had to deal with that. And I said bad things, and I did bad things. And I did everything I could to make her, because I didn't know kindness. And I was just trying to prove that, you know, that I wasn't what she thought I was, you know, and I think that's kind of how we do. We test love. Yes. And I made her cry. I think if I have any regrets in my life, I think I regret that I made her cry. Because I took out my hurt on her, but her love was bigger than my bruises.
Yes.
So she didn't put me out. She loved me through it. She stayed with me. She loved on me. And she's not very kumbaya. She's not, she's very direct. She's about this high. She got an attitude. Oh God, girl, if you think I got an attitude problem, you need to talk to Nana. She's about 4'10". Okay. Like
my word, she's tiny.
She's a tiny, but the tiny ones, the little ones, they always gotta right? She just had that teacher tone, like, you better do what I say. And it's because of her love and her kindness. She treated me like I mattered. She made me know that I wasn't a piece of trash. And I thought I was. I believed I was, because that's how I was treated my life. So it didn't even show up to me as a bad thing. It was just, well, hell, I'm a piece of trash. So that's what people, if you're a piece of trash, people treat you a certain way. And she didn't. And it took years for her to grow me out of things. It took years of love and tenderness and honor and respect for me to claim my own authority, to walk in my own voice, you know what I'm saying? Wow. And it's because of her love that I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's and a PhD. Yay. I have 4 degrees. I was able to take all the survival that kept me alive on the streets, turn it into a system that fast-tracked my company, Defy Impossible, to its first million in under 3 years. And our company, Defy Impossible, has grossed well over 5 million well over 4 million in the last 5 years, without government funding, without loans, without angel investors, without pitching. We are a self-funded business. We are a cash-based business. Wow. So fundamentally, I teach primarily purpose-driven, high-achieving, super successful Black women entrepreneurs. And I say primarily because I have a diverse roster of men, women from different places all over the world. But my sweet spot is what Black women who've walked through life's fire and bear the scars.
Yes.
That's you can't, if you come to me bougie, I ain't nothing I can do with it. But if you come some thanks, what do I want to do with it, right? But if life knocked you to your knees and you got back up, I got you. And so I'm very good at monetizing your mess, dollarizing your disappointments, cashing in on your courage, and ultimately pimping your pain for profit. My whole body of work is rooted in your pain. I don't do it nice. I don't think life was nice to us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do it like that.
I agree. I agree.
Thank you for agreeing. Holler at me. So I think that there's purpose in the pain. I think that the pain is preparation for your destiny. And this is what.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for saying that.
So I'm into that. I'm into that. And so I hold my business as a calling, not a business. And you should know I'm on my best behavior on somebody else's platform, but in my house, I curse, I cry, I pray, sometimes in the same breath. But because I'm global today, I am going to mind my mouth, and I am going to be on my best behavior.
You don't have to be. I don't think Junior will mind. The reason why we love you is because you're all that.
And a bag of chips. So, and I think my jokes are funny. So fundamentally, I believe strongly that Black women worldwide, we are the answer to millions of people's prayers. And we don't know that because we have been socially positioned as the workhorse, the cash cow, the beast of burden, and the scapegoat for somebody else's dream. So we never.
I always, sorry to interrupt. I always say. Oh,
sorry. Am I freestyling? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. I always say that ancestrally, it's difficult for us as Black women to know our worth, because if you think of the fact that we've been raised by Black women who have been raised by Black women who have been raised by Black women who have been enslaved, colonized, in my case, gone through apartheid. So so for 400 years, at least in South Africa's case, they've been told that they are worthless and sometimes been forced to question their humanity. How do you then expect such broken people to come in and know that they can give love, that they are worthy?
But baby, that's my point. They're not broken. See, the premise, that's what, I'm glad you said that. I had some questions. Yeah. We may not get to not one question because you just asked that question. You just blew my whole timeline, okay? So you just have to deal with it. Hey, Junior, talk to your girl, okay? So this is what, I'm gonna tell you what I believe. And I'm not gonna figure it, but I hope you'll figure it out. So this is what I believe. Whether it's chattel slavery, apartheid, colonialism, Black nationalism, or gender equality in any country. We can put them all in a bunch, okay? I don't care.
Okay,
I'm trying not to curse, and I'm trying real hard, but I may not make this one, God. I give no F's, okay? I give no F's, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because as far as I'm concerned, you and I are actually spiritual beings having a human experience. Which means I'm not this body. You're not the body. Our ancestors, they knew this deep. They knew that their bodies wasn't who they are. That's not who we are. If that was the case, we wouldn't have made it through the Middle Passage. Europeans wouldn't have made it through apartheid. If we really were our bodies, we would have just laid down and not gotten back up. But we got back up every time. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot be broken if you can get the fuck back up. It's impossible. It's impossible. I'm not saying you're not bruised, but who isn't bruised on the planet? I mean, Jewish people are bruised. We don't call them broken. You know what I'm saying? Women, German people or women from Croatia or women in Asia who have some situations, Indonesia and Pakistan, their form of apartheid is amazingly different and as oppressive as ours. So we can tell me that I'm broken. You have just, one, you lied to me. And secondly, it disavows the fact that we're still here. It disavows that everybody is copying us. Everybody's riding a Black woman's jump. So how am I so broken, but I'm setting trends worldwide? How could I be so broken that you want to know what I'm thinking and you want to copy it and take it as your own? Really? Then why am I so fucking broken? How can I be so broken?
Why do we buy into that? My whole thing is, why is it so hard for us to see our value?
That's a different question, and I will answer it. But I want y'all to be very clear. Don't ever let somebody tell you you're broken. Because if they tell you you're broken, that means that you're willing to hear it.
Oh, wow.
That's a word. I'm not willing to hear it because it's not accurate. Now, if you're asking me the question, how come we don't have our own money? I can tell you that. And I don't think it has to do with worthiness, which is why we don't have it, because we keep working on trying to fix us. If you think you're broken and you think you're not worthy and you don't have value, you're going to spend all your time working on you. I want you to be very clear, be very, very clear. You can be broken and rich.
That is so true.
It happens every day.
Every day. Very true.
Every day.
That is true.
You don't have to be, you could be mad and make money. I do it all the time. You can be mad and get paid. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that 110%. You can be unhappy and make money.
It's not a problem. So the real question to ask is,
this is so fascinating. No, sorry. I'm just having like a minute. I didn't mean to for it to spill out.
I love when your spill outs are great. Okay, your spill outs are awesome. We're working on the wrong thing. You see, if you're working on fixing you in any level, any version of self, any version of fixing presupposes that there's something fixed, one, that is fixable, and two, there's something to fix. But if you're a spirit being having a human incarnation, your spirit cannot be wounded. It cannot be touched. It's impossible.
You gotta have to break that down for me just a little bit. Just a tad bit, please. I'm just out here just going okay.
So let me go back slower. So our bodies, in my opinion, is not who we are. I think that we are God wrapped in flesh. Yes. I think you and I are God's hands and God's feet. I think that God moves things through people. Yes. Literally every invention that has ever happened that to actually have humanity move forward came through a person.
Yes.
Whether it was a light bulb or a cell phone.
Yes.
Whether it was tie-dye or building fences. It came, yes. It was like the universe, it was like God was looking for a sufficient condition to come into physical form to make life beautiful for us.
Wow.
Okay? That is how I hold it. And I say that anytime you and I forget that we are gods wrapped in flesh, that's when the enemy can creep in. Okay? And
you're sounding like TD Jakes now.
It's the best I got today. You told me to slow it down. And it starts to, and then it redirects the power. The power never leaves, baby girl. The power never left us. It just got redirected. So instead of being directed to us, loving on us, empowering us, it got redirected into loving on him or taking care of them. Do you see what I'm saying? And so we stopped. If you think about it, if you think about all the Black women in your own lived experience, you know they are powerhouses. And they turn their power over to somebody else so that somebody else banks on it. Just look. You don't have to take my word for it. If you if you just look, you can see that the power source of any number of institutions, countries, is rooted in its women. But the women aren't doing the power for their own money. They're doing it for somebody else. But that doesn't mean the power isn't there. It's just been redirected away from me.
So disempowerment.
Well, redirected power. You know what I'm saying?
Redirected power.
Because I don't think it's disempowerment. I think that you just putting the power in a place that you don't monetize. It's just
so. My next question is, how do we redirect that power?
That's a great question. I will tell you.
I know we're completely going off script.
You know what? And I'm okay with that. And Junior's going to love it. Okay? It's probably going to have to to transcribe because I'm talking so fast. But the thing is, the way you redirect is to come back to yourself. The thing is, the thing that happens is that we identify our power with things outside of us, like being a mom or a wife or a sister or an auntie or a pastor or a businesswoman or a friend. And the moment we don't play by their rules, they take their love away. They take their resource away. They punish us for not being the energy source for their dreams. And we take on their punishment as if it's us. But it's not us. It's just that they got used to a good thing. And when we get tired of being used up, we move back. But then our sense of self is wrapped up into the identity of being thought well of. Because when we thought well of, we give away power because we don't want people to talk bad about us. We don't want people to not like us. We don't want our families to not love us. We don't want to not be married. We don't want to not be attractive. So we dummy down so that other people feel bigger. It's not that we're still powerful. We're just redirecting it so that it feeds other people.
Oh my God, you're giving me goosebumps. We've just been having this discussion in one of my student groups where we're talking about that, where it's like, what is it that stops us? What is our greatest fear about having more than enough? And it all comes back to people. If we have enough, then we outshine our husbands, our lovers, we outshine our families, and they will not love us anymore. So, so deep.
But it's accurate. It's deep, but it's real. And until you start dealing with real, you're going to still be working on something that's not broken. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing to fix. I mean, I have an awful temper. You know, I'm not good at spelling. I can't do anything in a straight line. I do circles. I get it all in, but I'm messy. I'm a hot mess. But that doesn't mean a hot mess can't love you.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I can't give you the best I got. And it may not be the picture of what you thought it should be, but that doesn't make it less valuable.
Yes.
It doesn't change the value. You see what I'm saying? And because I walk in my own authority, it's okay if you don't agree with me. It's fine if you don't like me. It's cool if you don't approve of me, because my sense of self is not tied up in your opinion. So I have the freedom to walk in my own authority, which means I can say what I want. I can make the kind of money I want. I can do what I say is of value to me without feeling like if you turn your back on me, I'm lost. My may get hurt.
I love that you said that. No, I love that you said that, because that has been a big journey for me. And I even just shared it that a huge part was learning to accept that this is who I am. And the minute I got that and accepted it, I am seeing insane shifts, because I'm showing up differently. It was never even about the other people. It's like the way I'm showing up, I see it.
And
so I'm so glad you said that. Well,
you're welcome. And I'm glad my prayer is that it reaches, because there's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong. You have to remember that every fight you ever fight, it really is a fight with yourself. It's just outside of you.
I agree.
You know, it's just somebody else personifying an internal fear or internal doubt. Anything that's showing up in your space, in my opinion and in my life experience, is that it means it's time to confront it, to look it in the eye, and choose whether you're going to back down or are you going to lean in. That's all we got. We got those two. And if you choose to lean in, that means you're taking on healing that, so you never have to back down again. So if somebody is stealing your power and you feel like they're stealing your power, then you need to know that on some level you gave them access to steal it. It's the access. So you can't really get mad at them because you gave them the access. Now, there's nothing bad about giving access.
Yes.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of shit I give access to that ends up hurting my feelings, but it makes me grow. And in order for me to fulfill my destiny, I can't back down from my feelings being hurt. My feelings are going to get hurt.
Wow.
I am going to fail at something. I'm going to hurt people's feelings back. I'm going to say something wrong. I'm going to hopefully sometimes say some things that are right. I'm probably going to mess up some things. Okay. Not a problem. That means it was what I was supposed to do to walk my path to my destiny. It doesn't equal, let me be perfect and try to tiptoe to my destiny. No, I want you to break some things. I want you to crash some things. I want you to offend some people. We got work to do, girl. We got stuff to do on the planet. Don't be mad.
I love that. I love that. So, wow. So, Dr. Venus, I have one last question for you.
Okay, bye.
And I just, as I'm hearing you, right, I see how you went from survival to thriving. I mean, that's an incredible journey.
Thank you.
So many companies in Brazil, South Africa, the US, it's not even companies, but a lot of people globally across the spectrum are just stuck in survival mode. How do you go from survival to thriving?
There's a couple of steps. So y'all may want to write this one down, okay? Otherwise, no, because you got to walk this one, okay?
Yes.
There are a couple of pieces, specifically if you're in survival in your business and in your money. Not a problem, okay? The first thing, now I'm going to talk to you from my lived experience. Okay, because all of my systems, whether it's a VIP day, an online training, a live event, my book, The Black Woman Millionaire, forgot to show it, make sure people can see it. Woohoo! See, look. This could be any black woman, right? It's called The Black Woman Millionaire. Okay, it's a good one. It helps you it does the healing work. It really does deep dive. No matter where you are, whether you're in a job or whether you don't have a job or whether you have a business or whether your business is failing, or you want to scale and leverage, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing that I know for certain. When you are in survival mode, you cannot make money when you're in survival. So it can't be made. So the first thing to do is to lower the threat.
I agree. I hear you.
Now let me help you understand how this works. Most people work on the wrong thing. We touched base on that a little bit, but I want to slow it down to break it down so y'all can track it. Okay? If you are working on willpower, trying to change things through your willpower, working hard, grinding, hustling, all of that is based on your effort to try to change something.
Yes.
Okay, that's your willpower. Your willpower implies volition. All right, it implies that you could, if you are strong enough or committed enough or work hard enough, you can change something. Okay, that's a lie. Because the moment you get threatened, your survival will trump your willpower. Survival is a physiological condition. It is not a choice. It's just, but I want to make sure I walk it so they can catch it. Baby, I want you, my prayer is this reaches, that if you think about when you're driving a car, and you see a car swerving your lane, your foot automatically pumps the brake.
That's true.
It automatically moves you out of harm's way. Yes. And when you look back, it was just a bird flying too low. But your brain cannot tell the difference between a real or imagined threat. It still releases the same chemicals that have you flee, freeze, or fight.
Yes.
So you have no choice in survival. Survival will make you do stuff out of desperation that you would never do in any other situation. Okay?
Very true.
So the first thing to do is don't try to change survival. Can't change it. Okay? Because as long as you feel like you're in danger, and it could be you haven't been able to pay the bill. It could be you're scared to speak in public. It could be you got somebody breathing down your neck. It could be that your children need something for school. Whatever that is for you, or you have a big presentation for a big deal. My point is, whatever the threat is, don't try to calm you down. You're not going to calm down. Okay? Yes. Stop trying. What you want to do is lower the threat. Now, that's the thing. So that's the first trick of it. And the way you lower the threat is the first thing is you got to figure out what the hell triggered you. Okay, like what got me all twisted? Oh my God, that bill came in and I don't have enough money in my bank account to pay the bill. Just using that as an example. Okay, whether the cash flow is slow, or whether you just got laid off, or whether you just did payroll. It doesn't matter whichever level. All right, if your cash flow is low, the first thing you have to do.
Sorry, it just started raining and thundering in Malaysia. Sorry.
I think we scared her. Okay, God. Okay, it's raining and thundering. Do you want me? Tell me what to do. You want me to keep on, or tell me what to do?
No, keep on. Keep on. It's fine.
Okay. I'm like, that's a threat. Okay, fine. So the first thing you have to do is lower the threat. Now, the way you lower the threat is you first find out what the trigger is. Okay. And let's say it's, oh my God, I don't have enough money in the bank to do blah, 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 blah. Okay. What you have to do right then is identify what are other ways to get the money. Not saying you will, but could you call a friend? Could you use a credit card? Could you sell old shoes? I mean, like literally, do you have to deliver pizzas? And all you're doing right now is you're shifting your focus from the problem to the solution. Okay, well, I don't have the money now. Well, maybe I can ask for an extension. So now we're lowering the threat. Okay, okay, great. So you then make the request for the extension. So now you can think, because your survival is not so high up. So you have to get the habit of lowering the threat so you can actually think clearly. Now, if you want to start bringing in cash flow, you have to think differently. Most people work on the wrong thing, okay? Basic business, sales and marketing. I want to get you trained to bring in money from what you know, not from what you do. Huge difference, way different. So you need to bring in cash flow. One of the quickest ways to bring in cash, and I kid you not, is to go online and do a live stream. Do a Facebook Live, an Instagram Live, a Periscope, a LinkedIn Live, and offer content. At the end of the content, say, if you're somebody who would like to take it further, send me a private message and let's get on the phone. You get on the phone and you close them into something. It could be private time with you. It could be an event. It could be a car. It could be, I can come to your house. I don't care. But that way,
I love it. I love it.
At your fingertips. Like right now, we're using technology to talk, right? So you can. So it's not that getting cash is easy, all right? Or you can just.
And it's so interesting that you say that, because I used to have this mentality, because I used to think, oh my God, it's so difficult to make money and to grow something. And I've started to shift that thinking a lot, because as I've traveled, I've seen what you said about I rely on technology.
As far as money, boo. So your whole base is south, because you're traveling the world. Anybody else be like, oh my God, I can't afford it. You're like, what are you talking about? They got hostels, they got Airbnb. You're like, what are you saying? And they're really like, oh, you've been 12 countries. You know, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? So, you know, it's the same thing for me. Money it's not hard. The hardest part is you giving yourself the internal permission to prosper and be liked.
Yes. That was the huge shift for me, even going online. I never, honestly, Dr. Venus, I never thought this was possible for me, you know? If that makes sense. Like,
of course not. I don't think people of color, I don't think people of African ancestry think anything's for us, because we've been sold the power source. We've been to energize the bunny for other people's dreams.
Yes.
We've been trained to serve. We have not been trained to monetize, which is why this whole platform is so valuable, because there are going to be millions of people who listen to this word from all of the speakers, and they're going to realize you're closer than you think, boo.
Thank you.
Don't believe the lies. You're closer than you think. You're spitting distance from your
Oh
own
my gosh. Oh my gosh. I really genuinely love that. Wow. So, Dr. Venus, you've given us so much in such a short space of time. Thank you so much. And I know, like, I probably have like tons of students watching this right now and going, Van, stop talking. How do we get hold of this woman? That's all we want to know. So how can people get hold of you and work with you?
This is a couple of, the first thing is, thank you for letting me freestyle. Yeah, we had a bunch of questions. We went over our questions. We didn't do none of them. Maybe the first one. Okay, so Junior, if I was off task, forgive me. It wasn't it was me. I just freestyled on her, but it was fun for me. So I hope it's useful. But for all of our listeners, okay, there are two things. I would love for you to read the book, The Black Woman Millionaire, and do the worksheets. It's American-based, but the worksheets will help you give yourself that internal permission to prosper.
True.
It's just going to make it easier. And it also shows you how to start bringing in money from where you are. Okay, so it's a beginner. Think of it as a beginner, a primer. But if you want to stay in touch with me and be fed by me on a regular basis, you should go to defyimpossible.com/gift. I have a gift for you. Now, I believe in dating before getting married. So my gift is, I'm true, because now my swag is strong. So I have to give people the option to check me out and see if they can deal with my swag. Like I said, I'm on my best behavior. I did drop a couple F-bombs, but you can beep them out. But the gift I'm giving is called Get Money. It's called the Get Money. So I mean, it's so ghetto, right? So ghetto. I'm okay with it. So street. It's called Get Money Training. Bringing the skills you already have. And it's I think it's a 19-page workbook and a 3-hour audio training. It's a $3,500 value. If you do that work, you'll bring in money just from my free gift. If you get the book, The Black Woman Millionaire, you'll start to heal those internal permission to prosper. So you can get started on bringing in money from what you know, not what you do. I need to get you out of being very high-skilled craftsmen and artisans and have you be thought leaders. New markets. That's what I'm on. I'm on that next level thing, okay? So defyimpossible.com/gift. That's my gift to you for allowing me the opportunity to pour into you. And you've been amazing. Thank you for being so enthusiastic. I appreciate you. Thank you for being with me from the beginning.
I do have one question. Is your book Defy Impossible on Amazon or Kindle? Because I'm thinking of people that are in South Africa and Brazil.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. We have people in different countries buy the book. We have people in Croatia buy the book, in Germany buy the book. So you can get, now there's one that has street language, and there's one that has standard English. So if you want the wholesome, the whole kumbaya version, get the one that says standard edition. But if you want the street, the raw, the real, me and all my glory, then get the original. Go just get the Black Woman Millionaire. It don't have nothing. It doesn't say black. It's this one. But thank you and Junior for allowing me to freestyle. So thank you for letting me love on all of my sisters and brothers in success globally. This is my first global thing, and I feel very appreciative that y'all would allow me the opportunity to love you. You know, it's the best I have. It's completely imperfect, but it's a beautiful thing to be included on such a glorious and amazing platform. And I hold it very dear to me that y'all would allow me to participate. So Ashe, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Siyabonga. Thank you.
I don't know what she said, but it made me happy. Okay, so know that you're loved, and thank you. And Junior, thank you for your leadership in the world. You are a good man.
Yeah, Junior is pretty awesome. I'll let you do that. So thank you, Junior. Thank you, Dr. Venus. And guys, get the book. sign up for Defy Impossible. I have been following Dr. Venus for a while, and trust me, when I feel down, I'm like, I just need to watch her on a live stream, and I'm back up. So thank you.
I'm glad. Okay.
And I can't wait to work with you personally.
I can't wait to work with you either. It's gonna be fun. You know, I'm looking forward to doing. I've only done my work in America. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Spirit is trying to get me.
Wait for South Africans, when you guys are watching this, please send her messages and tell her that you've watched it and she is officially on the South African radar. Please do that for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.